In education, planning refers to the designing and preparation of learning activities for the students. In lesson planning, teachers thoughtfully contemplate about the lesson objectives, the activities that will meet these objectives, the sequence of those activities, the materials needed, how long each activity might take, how the class would be managed during those activities, and the evaluation method to assess how far the objectives were met. This lesson enumerates the things to consider in planning instruction for mathematics in the intermediate grades. There are 5 important elements in lesson planning that you need to consider. One is the content. Research the subject matter that you will be teaching. So you should consult the curriculum and teaching guides published by the Department of Education. Aside from books, you can also visit websites that will give you information relevant to your subject area. You should master the contents of your lesson before you teach it. Remember, you cannot give what you do not have. Moreover, you would not want to teach wrong content to the students. It is easier to learn than to unlearn. It is difficult to take back wrong contents that have already been taught. You have a big responsibility as a teacher, so you must master your content. Second is the objectives. Before you begin planning, you need to know what specific knowledge and skills you want your students to develop during the lesson or unit. Teachers often focus too much on knowledge and forget about developing skills, which in the long term are more important than knowing mere facts. So in planning, always consider both knowledge and skills. Third, the students. Get to know your students, such as where they came from, what their interests are, what they already know, their learning style, attention span, special needs, etc. This will all help you determine your students' needs. Remember that you need to prepare your lessons with all your students in mind and that your main goal should be to meet their needs and offer them an enabling environment to learn their preferred way. Knowing your students will also help you build the rapport with them, which is important if you want your students to be freely sharing their ideas with you and their classmates. Another important consideration that needs serious attention in teaching, especially mathematics, is the student's mindset. You may have all things considered, lesson mastery, focus objectives, and comprehensive understanding of students, but still find that the lesson is not coming through the students. This may be because the students have closed their doors toward math. Many school children have come to believe that math is difficult and they can never be good at it. This is called a fixed mindset. Students with a fixed mindset believe that their math skills cannot be improved, which results in underperformance in the subject. Reasons for a fixed mindset include influence from adults who dislike math, previous unpleasant experience in math class, and others. Your goal as a teacher is to develop students with a growth mindset. Students with a growth mindset believe that they can be better at math. They know that their efforts are not wasted and that they can learn even in their failures. Many studies have proven that students who have a growth mindset perform better in school than those who have a fixed mindset. So in planning your lesson, you must consider how to encourage a growth mindset in a class. The fourth element is the learning environment. Aside from the physical environment where the learning takes place, it is also important to consider the social and emotional learning environment of the class. You need to make sure that you promote a positive environment where the students are motivated and are supportive of each other's growth. The students must feel safe to express their thinking without fear of being embarrassed because of mistakes or different views. Most importantly, you must create an atmosphere where the students are open to learning through the activities you prepared and interactions with their classmates. And lastly is the availability of resources. Take into consideration the instructional materials that you will be needing before you write a lesson plan. Is a blackboard available? If not, can you improvise? Are there specific manipulatives that you need? Where can you get them? Can you make them instead? Do you need technology resources? Have you checked whether your devices are compatible with what is available in school? So these are some of the questions that you can reflect on. As a summary, before writing a lesson, teachers are expected to thoughtfully contemplate on the objectives, review the content, and get to know the learners. Doing this will help them plan a relevant and effective lesson for the learners. So those are the elements in lesson planning. Thank you for watching and I hope you have learned something.